discuss in some time. Okay. Now, we see about number functions. See, the number functions accepts the numeric as an input and return numeric values. Okay, so we already discussed about the round function and trunc function. See, the round function will help us to make as a rounding the value. If the value is greater than 0.5, we'll make it as a 1, less than 0.5. So we'll make it as a 0. Okay, so the functionality will happen using this function. Okay, the round trunc. So trunc is used to truncate the decimal values or remove the decimal values. Okay, and display the actual integer from the float values. Okay, so mod function is used to return the new like remainder value. So if you are divisioning of any two numbers, we'll get some remainder. It may be 0, 1, and anything. So we will get that remainder value using mod function. Okay, see, we'll see some example like select 3.8. So column name is the C1, 3.1, so C2, 4.5, 3.5 only as a C3. So we have this table. So I'm making as an inline view. What is dual? Dual is a system defined table. So it's a system defined table which help us to execute the functions, which help us to do the temporary calculations. It's a system defined table. See, if you are expecting something help from any one of them, so like I'm there to help you. I'm there to help you. So this table will look like as a helping object. It's a system defined table, which is it's a see if you want to know what is this. So what is this dual? So go and search in all underscore objects. See the same name having two objects in this. So one is the table, one is the synonym. See, we'll create the synonym on top of any database object. See, as of now, you know only the table is the only one database object. So we created only the tables till now. We haven't created any other things. You created the constraints on top of the tables. Okay, you haven't created any other database objects. As of now, you have some place, you build only the house. You haven't built the hotels, you haven't built the hostels, PGs, something like, right? The hostels, PG, hospital, these are all the different objects. As of now, we haven't discussed that. So we are going to discuss in the later classes. Okay, see, table is a database object. See, if you want to provide the access, if you want to provide the access, your objects, if you want to use, see, if you have some car, if you want to use that car to me, so you need to provide the key as a permission for me. So go and use, take my key and use my car, something you are saying. So you are providing the grant or permission to me to access your object. Okay. So you are not providing like, if you take the Zoom car as a rent, like a normal car. So the normal car is having the yellow plate taxes. The tax is having the yellow plate. So it's a commercial vehicle, meaning you are taking the rent vehicle from somewhere. So the people will knows. So you taken the rent vehicle. Okay. So everybody knows he's not the own car. He taken the rented car. Right. In case nowadays we have some options like self-driving cars with own plate, white plate cars. Okay, so the main you cannot able to guess like this is the rented car, this is the own car. You cannot able to know that information. You cannot know that information, right? See the meaning that see if you want to provide access with any other user. See, I'm creating some ABC table in this now. Create table ABC as. So I created the table with all the columns of this select statement. Whatever the data I have in this particular select statement, I'm making as a table of that. The ABC. I created the table as a ABC with select statement. Okay. So if you have 100 rows, the 100 rows will make it as a table in this. You are creating the table as a structure of this select statement and you are inserting the data directly into the table. Okay. So instead of creating this table, I'm making as an inline view. This is not like I'm expecting this data for future reference. So I'm expecting this data for this particular session. In such case, I can go with the inline view. Okay. Now I created this table. Now I want to access this table with another user. I created this component in a batch 11 users. Now I'm trying to access the same table with batch 14. See now it is saying table or view does not exist, right? See now if I mention, see my batch 14 user is the admin user because I provided while creating of the user, I provided the DBA privilege for them. Okay, so now he can able to access without giving the permission because he is the admin. In case, in case if you if you are in the HR user, like treat like as a HR user. This is a user 13 does not have the admin privilege. This is the normal user just like you. Okay. See, if you want to, you give the access, if you want to access your objects in my schema, you need to provide the username of this. See, now I'm trying to access ABC. I'm not able to access because this is the another user object. So you need to provide the username of that particular object. Still you are not able to access because the user haven't provided the access for you. Okay, you need to provide the grant select on ABC2. So user 13 I created now. Now you can select the data from here. Now you can select the data, right? Now, see here you are giving the like you are taking the reference of that particular owner name always. So this is not your object. You are using someone's object. That information you are purely displaying that information, right? So everybody knows this is not your object because of this username, right? See, in this case, the user can able to create the synonym. Now I'm trying to create this synonym for them. Synonym. So ABC. You can provide same name or the different name also. Create synonym. Synonym name for ABC. Okay. So same name you cannot able to create synonym with the same name as object. So I'm mentioning ABC1 is the object name. I created the synonym. It's a so it's we are providing alternative name for the database objects. See, in the earlier like nowadays also they everybody having the some nickname in the childhood days, right? See, the nickname can be fixed for the your family, not with all the other members of yours. See, if you are like maybe they are calling like Nani, they are calling like Bujji. So these names can be like boundary will be your family inside of your family only, right? See, if you someone is calling like a Bujji in the office, like you won't respond that particular like I said you are not like hey, someone is calling me. You won't think like in that way. This alternative name is a permanent alias name. See, now we are giving some alias names here like C1, C2, C3 here. This is a temporary alias names, meaning into your family only. Okay. So in case if you want to provide permanent alias name, alternative name. Okay. See, now the cricketers is having some alternative names. Okay. So a lot of the people is having alternative names. The original name we don't know some of the persons, right? See, they are like calling with the alternative names. See, I'm going to make it as a permanent alternative name for any database object. You can able to call with the existing name and you can able to call with the new name as well. I provided two names for them. Okay. Now, see, the synonyms can help us where we have 40 characters of table name, 32. Actually, earlier we have 32 characters maximum the name. If you see, if you are filling of any government form, so it having 32 cells. The meaning you can able to provide maximum 32 characters of name. Now, the Oracle upgraded. You can able to create more than 32 digits of table name as well. Okay. See, where we have see you are accessing the same table more than 30-40 times in your procedure or in your PLSQL code or Oracle code. Okay. So instead of writing that 40 characters 100 times, the meaning 40 into 100, 4,000 characters you need to type. If you short the name of that particular object, it helps us to save your time, right? For that reason, to short the to provide the short names of any database objects, to provide the permanent alternative names of any database objects, I will use the synonyms. Okay, we have two types of synonyms. We have two types of synonyms. So it's not like there is no link of anything for this. For now, we can see this. Okay, see synonyms. See, we need like a prerequisite is, see, if you want to create the table in your schema, first you need to take the access with admin. Create table privilege you need to take, right? If you want to create the synonym in your schema, you need to take the privilege, create synonym privilege from the admin. Okay, so these are the prerequisites. Actually, we have two types of synonyms. One is the private, one is the public. Okay, or if you want to hide the original database objects names. See, if you are working in HR schema of your current organization, so if you are the Oracle user, you have the database access. See, in such case, if you know the original database object name, salary, like we are crediting the salaries for the employees, that information we are capturing and storing in the database, salary release table. See, if you have the database objects, if you know that this is the table, if I update something in this table, I will get the money, right? In such place, you can able to easily do the modifications or you can able to do easily data manipulation. So you are going to lose the security of the data. In such case, I can provide some alias name. See, the salary release table, if I make it as a ABC, to find out what is the ABC object, what the data it contains. If you want to trace this information, it takes some time for you. So you are able to provide somewhat security to the data as well. So now you are able to short the table names. You are able to provide the permanent alias name for the table names or any database object, not only for the table. Okay. So now private synonym, public synonym. So private synonym is you can able to access within the user itself. Within the user itself. Now we created ABC1 as the table list, right? So now we are in the batch 11 user. Now I'm trying to select from ABC1. Whatever the content we have in ABC, everything will be present in the same. Okay. Now I am trying to select this from. Yeah, I provided the alternative name as a ABC1. Okay. Now I'm trying to select from batch 14 user. I'm not able to select. Now I'm trying to select with batch 11.abc1. I'm able to select, right? Now I'm trying to access with user 13. A user 13 does not have the admin privilege. User 13 does not have the admin privilege, still is accessing the data. Okay, so synonym can be access of any schema with the reference of owner name if it is a private synonym. Okay, see, we have two types of synonyms, private, public. So private synonym, you need to give the reference of owner name always if you want to access them other than the user, other than the your user. Okay, see, in such case, you are giving the reference of this. So instead of giving the reference of that, now I'm making a say public synonym simply. Public synonym as a ABC. Now try with the same name. Now I created ABC as a public synonym. So now you can verify this ABC in your objects. You will get two things. You will get two things. How you are getting the dual table and as well as the synonym. Right? So now you can check with user 13 ABC. I haven't provided alias name because this is accessing the synonym. This is accessing the synonym. You may check as a you can mention like a ABC2 as a synonym name, public synonym name, and you can verify it ABC2. The public synonym advantage is you can able to provide easy access of your objects to any other user. So you are not referencing of your own name, owner name. Okay, this is the advantage of the synonym. So we'll see if it required on the particular day. We'll see it again in that particular concept. Okay, so system dual table is a system defined table which is used to do some temporary calculations, do some function callings, how we are calling round off function, length of column. So you are calling wherever it required to execute the function. It contains only one value as a dummy. Dummy is the column name, X is the value for that. Okay. So now we'll see the this. So ABC we have. Okay. If we apply the round, okay. If you apply the round, C1, C2, C3, the round of C1, round of C2. See, we have 3.8, you are getting 4 because 0.5 above we have. So 3.1, you are getting 0.5 below. So that's the reason you are getting 3. 3.5. So off and above, you will make it as a next value, 4. Okay, if I use the trunk for this, it gives the actual integer for that, 333. Okay, so now the same way you can able to do the, you can able to do the select 3 by 2. So we're getting 1.5. So the meaning like you are able to division. See, if you do like 2 by 3, so 2 1s are 2. Okay, 2 1s are 2. So in 3 minus 2, you will get 1 is the remainder for you. 1 is the remainder for you, right? So to find out the remainder, we need to use mod function for that. Mod of 3 comma 2 will get 1 is the remainder. So if you mention like a 3 comma 3, you will get 0. 3 by 3, you will get 1, like a divisible number. So there is a remainder, you will get only 0. Okay. Division function. Division. Division. So you are expecting the remainder value, not the divisor value. Remainder, Shisha. Okay. So mod of 3 comma 3. See, if you mention 2 comma 3, you are trying to do this, you will get if the value is less than this value. Okay, 2 by 3. So 2 is less than 3. So in such case, it displays 2 as is. Okay. So this is the advantage of the mod function. So we have other functions. We have other functions. So floor, we have floor function. See, the floor function will help us to see flooring seal. We have two functions, flooring down, ceiling up, ceiling plan, floor plan. So ceiling plan is always will fix at the upside, and floor fan in the sense table fan will fix at the down level. Okay, so if you are providing floor of 1.5, it always give the previous nearest integer value. Floor, floor and trunk almost similar. Floor and trunk is almost similar. If you provide, if you provide 1.1, if you provide 1.8, provide 1.99, so it give the previous nearest integer value. Okay, so previous nearest integer is the 1. If you provide seal function, floor also doing the same. Floor also doing the same, but we won't say that the definition. The definition will be a floor function will give the previous nearest integer value. See, seal function, ceiling, floor. You need to remember in that particular way. Floor, table fan, ceiling, fan. Okay. See, the seal function will give the next nearest integer value. So if you are in the 1.99, you are getting like a 2. If you are 1.05, anything. So if you are like reach like 1 above, I can mention as you are reaching to the 2. Next nearest integer value. Okay. So we have square root power functions. So square root of, okay, square 5, 625, 25. If I want to find out square root of any number, we'll use square root function. If you want to know the power of, so it give the error. So power of 2, 2 power 2, you get 4. 5 power 2, will get 25. So 25 power 2, 625. You can find out the square root of 625, anything. Okay, so this is the advantage of the power function, square root function, and we have and we have ASCII. See, ASCII function we have. So now you are inserting every value in the alphabetical and numerical values, right? See, the Oracle does not understand your human language. Oracle understand only the ASCII binary language. Okay, see, Oracle, if you make it as a, say if you mention like a of this, so Oracle does not understand what is the meaning of a, but we have ASCII function for that. ASCII of a. See, if it is the capital A, the value will be different. 65. B and 66. Every character is having the ASCII value. This is the one. Now I'm mentioning 10. This having the different value. Okay. Every character, they have some ASCII value at the backend. If you are providing any value in the alphabetical or numerical values, it get converted into the ASCII language or binary language, and it Oracle having some interpreter, it convert numerical and alphabetical values into the ASCII format, and understand understand your question and provide the results back to you into this alphabetical. Okay, see, this is the advantage of the ASCII function. Okay, so if you want to know, we have another function like char. Okay, so I will show you that. So now we are mentioning power of 2 comma 2, meaning 2 square. If you are mentioning like a square of 2, square of 4, it is giving 2 for you, right? Right. The same way, you can able to find out if you have the ASCII value. So now I'm mentioning like I say capital A, and it is showing 65, right? We have the char function for that. Char of 65. It gave the ASCII. This is the ASCII value. If you pass the ASCII value for the char function, it display what is the value of that. See, if you are mentioning ASCII of A, it is displaying some ASCII value for that. If you know the ASCII value, if you want to know what is the like 65 value of that ASCII, actual value of that for ASCII value. So you need to use CHR function for that. If you mention like 95 underscore, you mention like 94 cap symbol. You can check it with this. If you pass the cap symbol in this case, we'll get 94 for that. Okay. See, this function will help us. See, now now I'm going to create some table where we have the special characters. Now I inserted the data into this. Okay. Now I'm trying to let's start from DA. Now I'm seeing some double quotation in this case. Now I need to remove this double quotation in this case. How can I remove the double quotations? So we have only one way to replace that. Replace of C. You can mention like a, so you replace with that. Now I have. Now I have. Okay. Now I have the single quotation extra. So now I need to insert the single quotation into my table. Okay, apostrophe S I need to, yes, I need to insert this value into my schema. Sorry, into my table. Now I'm not able to insert any value into my table because the variable is understanding this is the string is ended in this place and you are haven't mentioned the another single quotation for this. The variable is treating in that manner. Now you need to insert this value still. So you have the option to insert such type of values by using the queueString function. QueueString. QueueString. I will explain. First you can verify it. Now the data is inserted. You can verify whether really is having the data in that or not. We inserted A apostrophe S. Now I want to replace this single quotations with null. How can we do the single quotation remove in this case? I need to put the single quotation in this single quotation, right? I cannot able to do anything in this. Quotated string not properly terminated, right? You are not able to identify and you are not able to remove that particular character in such scenario. In such scenario. So, okay. See, you got it. Single quotation in this place. Okay. If you want to remove the single quotation in this replace function now. So I will use instead of single quotation, I can mention simply char of 39 with null. See now the apostrophe has been removed. See in such critical scenarios, these functions will help us. Okay. So for that reason, you need to know this all the things. So still you are not able to identify the single quotation of ASCII value, right? So you can able to identify how we use this queueString function. The queueString function, so you can able to provide anything in the the queue. If this is the function which help us to insert any type of value in that particular column. See, you can able to provide apostrophes, double quotations, single quotations, so special characters, anything you can able to provide. So anything. So you can able to do anything, anything if you want to insert. So if you are not able to insert that particular thing into your the table, in such place, use the queueString and insert any type of value into the column. Okay, this is the advantage of the queueString. Say if you don't have this queueString function, you cannot able to insert apostrophes values, right? So maybe if you are, you may get some other difficulties in the future. In such place, try to use the queueString function, which can allow anything into the data. Okay, now if I remove this now, syntax is this. So give open braces and close braces, curly braces, not curly braces and closing curly braces. In between, you need to write in the things. In these two between brackets, you need to write the values. Okay. Now we see about ASCII function, seal, floor, round, trunk. So we're done with almost all number functions. Okay. Now we'll see the conversion functions. Conversion functions. So if we have the conversion functions, if you have the number value, I need to display that into the character value. Okay. Now if we mention while creating of any table, see 3.8, 3.2, this we have, right? If you describe this table, see, you inserted the numerical value. That's the reason by default it took the number data type as a data type for that particular columns, right? Now I need to see create. So as of now, I have the number value. Maybe I will insert the future. I can insert the character value as well in that A 1.1, B 1.1. So I can insert my requirement may be change at the future. For that reason, to be in a safer side, I need to change the data type as of that. Okay. So now by default, if you are passing the number value, it is taking a default as a number data type. So now I need to change it as a character data type for this. We have two ways to change the data type of anything. We have cast function. We have cast function. This is not the conversion function. This is not the okay. So by default, it is taking number data type. We need to change this data type as per our requirement. Okay. So I'm not discussing about the conversion functions. This is not related to the conversion functions, but cast is the function. So the cast function will help us to make it as a default data type of that cast as. So I'm saying like a varchar of 20. So here you are not deciding the table column data type size and the data type. Okay, so whatever the data we have, by default, it is taking the data type of that particular thing. The data length and everything it is taking. So the data type and the size of the data type also it is taking the by Oracle itself. You are not defining that as a manually as per your requirement. In such scenario, you can use varchar cast function, cast of whatever the value you are going to insert, mention that particular value as. So I'm going to insert varchar to of 20. So now I'm dropping this. So I'm creating as a ABC5 is the table. Now you can describe the ABC5 is the table. Varchar 2 of 20. See, now I'm changing. See, I'm passing your values into the table, but I'm changing my own data type and size of that particular thing as per my requirement. Okay, the cache function will help us. So where we need to create the table with empty. See, so where we need to copy the data from one table to another table. Okay, one table to another table. Or you can say, we created some table like a ABC table. In this case, I thought here, right? Here we are creating the table. So you are able to create the table of this particular select statement. Now I need to create some null value to the table. So null as C4. I need to create the table as a ABC6. See, now I'm getting the error. Zero length columns not allowed here because null does not contain any value. It's a undefined value. Okay. In such scenario, you cannot able to create the column. See, undefined value in the sense what the data type I need to take for that. What that length I need to take for that particular column. So I'm not able to decide that particular thing. That's the reason it is giving the error for you. Zero length columns are not allowed here. In these type of scenarios, definitely will help the cast function for you. Cast null as. So you can mention date. anything. You are see that you are not at all inserting any value into this particular column C4. You created the empty column with your own data type. This is the advantage of the cast function. Okay. Now we have where we have the null values in such scenario, this cast function will help definitely. If you have the value of that particular column, so 3.8 we have this, right? Now I need to change this to the character data type. Simply I will use 2_char is the conversion. It convert with any other data type to the character data type, to any data type to the character data type. Okay, now I'm making as a ABC7. Okay, now I'm like selecting this, select star from ABC7. Describe, describe your data. You can verify it. C1 is having webcat 2 of 3. See, you haven't mentioned like it took the 3 characters as a length. We have 3 characters in this 3.8. So it took like a 3. So you can able to convert one data type to another data type. If it is a character data type, you can able to character to character. You can able to convert date to the character. Okay, anything. See, if you make it as a sysdate as the function, sysdate. Okay, so now I'm dropping this table and I'm recreating with this. So now it making as a date as a data type for this. Still, I need to change this as a character data type. Simply go with 2_char, 2_char of this state. Okay, see, this is the advantage of the conversion functions. See, it is taking like say you have only 3, 6, 9 characters in this because the data type will allows the hours, minutes, seconds as well. Okay, you are not seeing that information because my system is not like settled. So you need to set the parameter NLS date format. We have one parameter that we need to set it as a default format. I make it as a DD MYNYY format. So in this scenario, you need to set if you want to see that how many characters we have NLS date. Now the session has been altered. Okay, now I'm dropping this table. So now see you can verify 3, 6, 6 plus 10 plus 1, 11, 12. So how many characters we have, that many characters you are going to get. So now I'm dropping this and I'm recreating with this. Okay, and describe the tables. 29 characters. So you can verify how many characters we have in this. So minutes, seconds also we have. Okay, so this is the conversion function. Okay, now we have the date value. Now we have the date value. Select sysdate from the real. Okay, now we have this date file. This is the date. So you need to retrieve the month of this date. We use 2_char function for that. 2_char of date of month. You can able to retrieve tenth. We need complete data type. Date, month, year, and then date, date, month, year, hours and minutes. That's what you are getting, right? Why? It's just 24. 10. So you are not expecting the seconds for now. 29, 10, 22, 11, 4. 11, 4 because of this. You mentioned like HH12, just 12. You want to get like AM or PM. AM or PM. That you need to mention here. Okay. So now I need to convert number data type. See, is there now character data type? This is the character data type. Now I need to convert these character values to the date. In case if you make it as a table of this, okay? If you make it as a table of this particular table column, create table, DT1 is the table name. I created this. You can describe this table. It's a varchar, right? So while converting of this character to the date, right? While converting of the character to the date, select DT from DT1. Okay, now we have this date. Now if you want to convert this to the date format, use q underscore date is the function to convert with the one data type to the another data type. Okay, so date to the dt, how it get the error, not a valid month, not a valid month. So because you inserted the date, see we set the date format dd mon yy format. So you are inserting the value into dd mm format. So you cannot able to insert that in the respective order. So in such scenario, you need to provide the values, the format of that particular thing. You can create with this table now dt, and you can describe this table. See, I'm creating this table to understanding of whether it is really converting the date values to the character to the date or not. We want to understand that very clearly. I'm mentioning these values for you. See, the dt is a character value, varchar value. And I converted this to the to underscore date of dt to this particular format. Now, if you create a table on top of this, it get converted to the date format. Got it right? So now these are the functions used to convert with date to the number to the date. Now we converted the character to the date to the character. You can able to convert number to the date as well. Number to the date as well. Simply go with the dd mm yy. Okay. So describe D3 table. DT3. Now I'm removing this AM and all those things. It's coming varchar 2 of 10. 1 second. Now I'm converting this to the character data type to the number. Now by default it is taking like character, right? Now I'm making as a 2 underscore number of this. Now I'm dropping this. I'm recreating like this. Now I can describe this table. Earlier we have varchar 2 of 10. Now it converted to the number, right? Now you can able to convert with character to the number using simply 2 underscore number. See, you can able to convert if the column does not have the alphabetical values. If the character data type is having only the numerical values, then only you can able to convert that to the character to the number. If it is having any alphabetical values or special characters, in such place you cannot able to change the data type from one data type to the another data type. Okay, the meaning of that, see, you don't have AM and these things. We have only the numerical values in this case. If I mention like AM, give the error, invalid number, because the number data type allows only the numerical values, 0 to 9. Other than that, you cannot able to insert any other values in case. Now I'm removing the alphabetical values. Now I'm trying to maintain the space. Space. The space also is a special character. Space also is a special character. So that's the reason it's giving the error for you. Okay. So while converting of one data type to the another data type, you need to check this all the things thoroughly. Okay. Now, now we have this particular data type. Okay. You can able to convert this date to the number, sorry, like character to the date or number, anything. So now we have the number data type. The number to the date also you can convert simply to underscore data. And convert what the data type we have. They simply you mentioned this all the things. See, this will get idea once you play with these commands. Okay, so you won't get the things very like fastly. So it get very the subject also will get very slowly into the mind. Okay, now we have these conversion functions to underscore char, to underscore date, to underscore number. We have to underscore timestamp also. So if you want to convert time as well, timestamp. Okay, so this is the advantage of the conversion functions. Converting data type one data type to the another. So these are the parameters. D, it gives the number of days in the week. DD, DD, YY, MM. So these are all the parameters we'll use in the date values, and so want to know the quarter. So year. So we will use these parameters. Okay, I'm sharing right away this document. Go with. Okay. So then we'll see the general functions. Then we'll see the general functions, user and user ID. So if you want to know the so which user you logged in. Now you logged in with multiple users. You can verify on which user you logged in now. So we have user is the function which will tell on which user you currently logged in. That's 11. See, every user they have an ID. All the user information are capturing and storing in all underscore users. Every user will be present in this case. Batch 14, 56, batch 11, 52. If you check now, batch 11, 52. These functions will capture the data from user underscore all underscore users and provide that to the back to us. Okay, so user is the function, user ID also is the function which help us to provide the current user name and user ID. Current logged in username and user ID. Okay, then we have the greatest function, least function. Okay, so earlier we see about maximum function, minimum function. In the arithmetic, in the group, operators in the operator concepts, somewhere we covered that functions. Okay, now we'll see the greatest and least functions. See, the greatest and least functions will help us. So select star from ABC. Now I need to find out what is the greatest value of these three. What is the greatest value? What is the least value of this? Now we have the function simply greatest of C1, comma, C2, comma, C3. 3.8 is the value, greatest value for 3.8 is the biggest value. So you are getting the least value if you want to find out. Use the least function. 3.1. C1. Yeah, C1. C1, C2 value, 3.1. See, if you want to know the row level, greatest or maximum or minimum, any kind, the row level, we'll use the greatest function to find out the maximum value. To find out the minimum value at the row level, we'll use least. If you want to find out at the column level, EMP we have. So now we have the salary is the column. If you want to know the minimum of salary, maximum of salary, so into this, all the column, So use min function for the min of salary. This is the group function because it accepting like multiple records and displaying only one record for all the group. Okay, min is nothing but minimum salary. Minimum salary. Type it MX maximum salary. Maximum also it will give. So, and this is the data, you won't get any value, right? You won't get any null. You will get. You will get null. Already have the data, so you are getting null. Plus, you won't get anything. Okay, so we have group functions left now and analytical functions. Group functions already discussed in the operator class. While discussing of the group by classes information. So while discussing of the classes, I explained about the group functions. If you want to use the group by class, you need to use these aggregate functions. Minimum salary, maximum salary, average of salary. So you are getting these informations, right? So now I'm removing this all the things. We have this data now. I want to know what is the maximum salary, minimum salary, average salary of 14 employees. You will get this. Now I need to take the minimum salary department wise. See, if you have the multiple departments, I need to know the minimum salary and the department wise, maximum salary, average salary. So if you want to know in the particular department wise, so use the department number is the column in this case. It get the error for you now. If we are using, these are all the grouping columns or group functioned columns. Group function column. This is the non-group column. Non-group column. So if you are using non-group columns along with the group functions, that non-group column must be present in the group by class. So not a single group or group function. Group by department number. So you are getting the different value now. You are bifurcating one group into the multiple group. See, all the human is one group. If you want to know all the caste, so you are trying to separate into the caste wise: A caste, B caste, C caste. Okay, so this is the advantage of the group functions. These are already we discussed. Now you are not getting the, see, now you are trying to retrieve what is the minimum salary, what is the maximum salary. So who is getting this minimum salary? Who is getting this maximum salary? That information you are not able to display in this case, right? If you want to display these type of things, you want to display, so I'm removing this average salary. Okay. So, and removing this maximum salary as well. Okay. So now I need to, so who is getting this 950, 800, 1300, I need to display. In this case, I already discussed about the subqueries in that particular day only, subqueries, right? If I remove this, if I remove this, so you will get the same minimum 950, 800 and everything. But you don't know. See, if you are doing some help with some people, if you want to expose that help to the public, in such case, you need to mention that the column name, what is the column you are going to make it as a division or a group in the select list. Else you don't need to put that. Okay. So you can use select start from EMP where salary in. Okay. See, you have some trouble in this case. In case if employee is having, if employee is having like 950 is the minimum salary in this case. Okay. In 20th department, if someone is having 950 salary also, the minimum salary is 800 in this case. But if you have 900, 950 in any one of the employee, that information also you will get here. That also will get in this case. To avoid this type of things, we'll use the correlated subqueries. Correlated subqueries. So the meaning of that, you need to instead of this, it provides some alias name. This is the outer, this is the inner. Where IDA department number equals to PEPT. Now we'll get the correct results. If you have 950 in the other departments also, it won't be considered that value because while displaying of every value, first it execute this outer query. So while displaying of every record into the screen, I will verify, I will take this particular salary column value, salary equal to, here I can pass this department value. So this particular record department value, like what we have, 20. So I will make it as a salary. I will do like this. The query will execute in this way. 20. 800 is the minimum. If you run like 30, so while displaying of the 30th employee, it will run like this. So you are verifying each and every time. So it is taking the outer column, outer query column and comparing into the inner query value. So it works like this. This is like a correlated subquery. This is a normal subquery, right? In this also, you can able to found out. So you can able to find it. So instead of using correlated subquery, I can use multiple group operator. Multiple group operator. Simply department number. It gives the error for you for now. Too many values. So while selecting, while inserting the data, if the column, if the table is having one column, you are trying to insert multiple, in the sense, more than one column value. See, if the family inside the family we have only one member or one child for the parents, if the parent is trying to give like food with 3 packets, 4 packets, meaning too many foods are providing to the same person. He cannot able to eat too many values. Okay, so you have only one column here, and you are trying to pass the values of two. That's the reason you are getting the error. Now, in this case, you need to mention department number, comma, salary in. You need to keep, you are making as a group of these two columns. Now you can verify it. Check with two columns, how we are comparing as a correlated subquery here. The same manner it works here. It works here. Okay. Any doubt till now? No doubt. Okay. So now we are retrieving this. See, we have a lot of difficulty to pull this type of information in this case. To simplify our work, Oracle has provided the analytical functions. Analytical functions. Now I need to simple select star from EMP we have. Now I need to display what is the maximum salary of this EMP dot star. Okay, so, comma, use min of salary. It gives the error for you because it's a group function. These are all the non-group columns. These all columns must be present in the group by class. Instead of using in the group by class, I'm making as an analytical function this. Simple. I'm converting all aggregate functions will work as an analytical functions. Simple. Use the over class for that. Nothing. Use simply over class for this. $800 is the minimum salary of this. We're getting all the employees is getting like 800. Right? So see, if you are displaying like this, the employees are that the developers will understand to analyze the data very clearly. He can able to understand. 800 is the minimum salary. So while displaying of, while HR is providing to hike them, okay, if you mention like a minimum salary, average salary, greatest salary. So based on that, the HR can able to decide that to whom I need to provide the large amount of hike or less amount of hike. Okay, simple. So if you mention like this, it will display minimum of salary. Okay. So now we are able to finding the values in this particular place. All aggregate functions will acting like as an analytical, right? Now you are looking the 14 values as a one group. Now I need the department wise the maximum salary. If you are related to the 20th department, I need to take the 800 is the minimum. If it is like 10, I need to take the minimum value as say 1300, right? So I need to change as say department wise the group, right? Use the partition class in this case. Partition by DPT number. In the over, if I use like a partition by department number, see, 10th department is getting 1300, 20th is getting like 800, 30th is getting 950. Okay, see, we done with almost everything. So we have some other functions. So I will see that in the evening class or something like. I will let you know about the class timing. Because I will let you know. Hmm. I'm going to stop here. We'll meet.